I am here to tell you the tale of the unlikely team up in the storied run of Apeeling Yello Legends. A story that would take place at Bushiroad Springfest Rosemont 2022 across 2 days, filled with a roller coaster of emotions, triumphs, heartbreaks, and many grueling matches. This is the tale of Apeeling Yello Legends. Our story begins with young Wolf the Legend. He was on the lookout for a team for Bushiroad Springfest Rosemont. He had reached out to Orange, thinking that maybe she or her and another person would want to team up, and unfortunately, she had already had a team of 3. So this sent Wolf back out into the wild, looking high and low, far and wide, for any kind of team that he could find. He would even go to the dingy streets of Reddit, where he would find a shady, maybe not shady person that agreed to team up, but they would need a third, and there was no real communication after the initial agreements to team up. But much to Wolf's luck, things would not work out between Orange and the third teammate that was supposed to be on the original team. And so with an opening, her and Yello would reach out to young Wolf and see if he wanted to join. Now Wolf had a decision to make. He could remain loyal to the stranger that he met on the dingy streets of Reddit, or he could team up with someone that he already knew, albeit at the time Yello was a stranger to Wolf. He could trust the word of Orange that Yello was definitely worth his weight as a card fighter. So he would agree for the team up. And thus was the formation of Apeeling Yello Legends. The team would only have about 2 weeks to get into shape and ready to make a run at the Springfest. Now luckily, the team consisted of 3 people with a very unique and particular set of skills. The fearless leader and captain, Outer Orange, the deck creation specialist, a driving force behind all of our decks for Standard and V Premium, as well as pioneering and engineering very unique deck builds for herself that she would bring to the event. If there's a deck you want to know how to build, she's the one to go to. Either she'll know how to build it herself, or she'll know the person to go to. Yello, the matchup maestro. He could tell you about any matchup and the keys to victory and what you're looking to do, offensively, defensively. And if he ever had time to watch you play, he could let you know what it is that you can improve upon and what you could do better for the next match. He also was the drippiest on the squad. That may or may not impact actual gameplay, but I believe it did. And then there's Wolf, easily the most inexperienced out of the bunch. Had never played any overdress/standard events in real life. Never touched V Premium or even knew the format beforehand. And even with all of this, you might be asking yourself, why the heck did 2 experienced veterans pick this rookie? And Wolf will tell you, he doesn't know either. It's baffling to this day. A mystery for another time though. Wolf had the ability to adapt and pick up on concepts in minutes. He would figure out the V format and how to pilot his deck for V, not to perfection, but nearly, in only a matter of days. So Wolf definitely had his strengths that he could bring to the team. And when you combine Wolf's strengths, Yellow strengths, and Orange strengths, you have a really strong team. So between the formation of the team and the first day of the event, Wolf would practice tirelessly, as well as placing many orders to build a V Premium deck from scratch, as well as make upgrades to his standard deck. He would enlist the help of the fearless leader Orange, who was the senpai teaching him the ways of the V Premium format, as well as rival and friend KokorinTCG, who would also help to reinforce concepts and give much needed practice so that Wolf could become familiar with his decks as well as different matchups that he might see at the event. Ahead of the event, the decks were set for day one. Standard format. Wolf would be bringing Bruce, a glass cannon but overly offensive deck. Yello would be bringing Bastion, also a very offensive deck. Orange would be bringing Flagbird, a deck that had been underrated and maybe even disrespected before the event, but she would go on to prove everyone wrong. So finally, the day of the event rolls around and the team, the squad, pulls up for check-in. Everything goes according to plan. The team checks in, no problems. Walks into the venue, meets and greets familiar faces, new faces. And at that moment, Wolf came face to face with his first opponent, Taco Bell. The night before, Wolf had eaten some Taco Bell, went to sleep, woke up early, made it to the venue, and it is at that precise moment that two hard-shell tacos with guac and a Crunch Wrap Supreme, also with guac, an order that he did not order. He really just got the nacho fries box, but then the person messed up and gave him somebody else's order, and he didn't realize until he got back to the crib. But what's done is done, and we gonna munch and go to sleep. But he didn't realize that those combination of things in his stomach would be having a DBZ battle. So he had to handle his business before the start of the event, or everything could be at risk before it even began. So he tries to make his way to the bathroom the first time. Gets an emergency text from the fearless leader, Orange. We got a problem, come back. So Wolf turns his back from the bathroom doors, rushes back. What's the problem, he says. Our sleeves might be illegal. No dragon shield allowed. Now, on top of ordering his decks from scratch in the upgrades, he also ordered sleeves at the recommendation of his friend and rival KokorinTCG. He got all Dragon Shield. All Dragon Shield. If Dragon Shield had sent him a car wrap to put on his car and drive around town and advertise, it would say Dragon Shield. What sleeves were not allowed at the event? Dragon Shield. So the team rushed and panicked and went over to the vendors, conveniently placed, and was able to buy new sleeves as well as re-sleeve the decks. Now, if any of you card fighters or even other TCG players out there know, re-sleeving a deck is not a quick affair. So Wolf has to re-sleeve the deck in a timely fashion and still make his way to the bathroom, because at this point the Crunch Wrap Supreme is launching a Spirit Bomb on the two hard-shell tacos. So he gets the decks re-sleeved, makes it to the bathroom, handles his business, and makes it back out into the venue main room just as the tournament was starting. Round 1 begins. Wolf takes his first W at his first event for Standard. Unfortunately, Yellow and Orange did not pull out their games, so we take a L in round 1. Off to a shaky start, but morale is not low. Orange gives us an inspirational quote from a book she read. It's okay to lose round 1. In fact, it might be the best thing you can do, because your path to the top 8 might be a little easier now. With that advice in mind, We press on. We storm back. Game 2. All 3 orange, yellow, wolf wins. Dubs in a commanding fashion. Sweep our opponents. Game 3. Yellow, orange, backpacking the squad, taking dubs. Wolf, he takes an L, but you know it be like that sometimes. Game 4, I think, was a crucial game. It was either game 4 or game 5, where to keep the team's hopes alive, Wolf had to pull off a 0-6 lethal against Prison and created the board with 3 Swirlers and Eden under Quinn Lu's ability, grade 4 Bruce, Pandemonium Tactics, 4 Counterblast at his disposal, and completely annihilated the Prison player, pulling off a 0-6 lethal to keep his team alive. Now there would be an extra round because there were too many undefeateds, but even with the extra round, Apeeling Yellow Legends secured top 8 at the very first event for Wolf, as well as the first Spring Fest for Yellow and Orange. The team was riding high. Only thing left now was deck check, which would prove to be too great an enemy for young Wolf. As the team was escorted to their area where their decks would be checked and instructed to lay out all of the cards just to make it easier for the judges, Wolf noticed a discrepancy between vanilla draw triggers. Diablo's boys Jake not having the second copy as indicated on his deck log would get his team ultimately disqualified from top 8. Instantly, heart jumps out of his chest onto the floor. The judge looks at it and jumps off the top rope with a 5-star frog splash onto Wolf's heart. You could see it in his teammates' face. They were disappointed. He could feel the weight of everything and how he had let his team down. Yellow had went 5-1. He did what he was supposed to do. Orange went 4-2. She did what she was supposed to do. Wolf didn't check to make sure that his deck matched exactly the deck log submitted before driving to the venue. And he did not do what he was supposed to do. So the team disqualified, walked out of the main room, heads low, hearts heavy, and decided, we're gonna get out of here. Wolf decided to go back to the crib by himself, while Yellow and Orange decided to go grab something to eat by themselves. Split from each other and morale low. Would our heroes rally back, dig down deep, and find a way to storm back for day 2? Or with the shadow and the heartbreak of the disqualification on day 1 be too insurmountable for our heroes to overcome? Find out on the next episode of BSF Recap.